What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Moo Trades. In today's video, we're going to be going over how to identify sniper entries. I know you like that thumbnail. Don't lie. I know you like that thumbnail. But anyways, basically in today's video, we're going to go over how to find very powerful entries with the highest probabilities, because if you want to be a successful day trader, if you want to make this a long-term thing, you have to be very disciplined. You have to only take the very best entries with the pinpoint accuracy, as if you were, you know what I'm talking about. So let's get into the video. We're going to try to draw as little trend lines as possible. We're looking at ES futures. The only indicator we have is this 21-day EMA, and we're going to basically be looking for two-legged pullbacks as our main entry point. But the main thing to keep in mind is the overall context of the market, and as long as we're going in the right market direction, that's step number one. If prices are trending up, we want to buy. If prices are trending lower, we want to look to sell. That's the number one key that people overlook. Just stick to the basics, stick with the fundamentals, use common sense, and really talk to yourself as you're reading these bars printing on the chart. So what I'm thinking as these bars are printing is, okay, it looks pretty sideways. We had one large leg down, attempt up. We had another large leg down, but in the grand scheme of things, we're really just going up and down. So in my head, I'm thinking, prices should probably go back up at some point and test the highs of the day, because that's how human psychology works. That's how these market works. If we have a range-like pattern, we're at the lows of the range, it seems. So I'm going to pause on looking to sell. If we have a nice entry above the EMA, I'm going to look to buy. So at this moment, we're just pretty sideways, but this is an interesting spot right here. So if we were to draw a range, it would probably look something like this, where the midline looks pretty accurate. We have some congestion on the left side, congestion here, and we had two strong legs down, one leg, two legs down, meaning it might be time to start reversing. And on top of that, we have many bounces at these levels. We had one final attempt to push below the EMA, and the fact that we had a push above the EMA, a nice bullish bar closing on its high, that looks like a nice pinpoint entry in my eyes. Let's see if it would have worked out, and that would have been a great trade. That was right at market open, so it probably would have been tough to enter at that point, but we see prices rocketed out where we expected. So once again, let's really do a deep dive and an analysis to why I would personally take this trade. Without knowing anything else, say you're just somebody who's looking at this chart, if you don't know about day trading and you're just thinking, if you're a 10-year-old and you ask a 10-year-old, what should prices likely do? I mean, some might say, they're trending down. They should probably keep trending down. But in reality, no strong trend really looks like this. So that should be the first clue. If we're having some sideways movement, it should be the first hint that, okay, I should probably look for signs of reversing. Sign number two, we already had a lot of price or a lot of congestion at this price level. We bounced once, we bounced twice. This is the second time. We bounced a third time, got some support here. The fact that we then closed above the EMA with such a nice bullish bar, I'm going to take that all day. So now we're still thinking, we reached the midline of the range. I'm still expecting prices to go to the high of the day. It's just how these market works. You have to think logically. Even though it might seem like, there might be a sort of trend like this, let's look to sell. The logic is more biased towards we should probably reach the high of the day before thinking anything else. Now here we do have a two-legged pullback. So we have one leg down, we have a first entry long, we have another leg down, and we have a second opportunity to go higher. Now, in my eyes, this is a great trade, except for the fact that we're closing exactly at the 21-day EMA. So personally, I would skip this trade. Let's see if it would have worked out. Okay, and makes sense, honestly, because we didn't even get a trigger. So I'm still expecting to go to the highs. And once again, we have another confirmation pattern, another higher low, beautiful bullish bar closing on the high. So once again, we had one leg down, push up, another leg down, push up. Those second entries are very powerful. The fact that we pushed above the EMA, came back, tested the EMA all in one bar, boom, closed on that high. Similar pattern to the last one we had. Let's see if it would have worked out. Triggered. Okay, some hesitation, and it would have went from 44, 42.25 to 4443.5. So if using my technique where you're only scalping 1 point and I enter 1 tick behind the close of the relevant signal bar, so I would have entered at 4442, so 4,442, and it would have went up exactly 1.5 points from then. So I would have had 1 tick to spare, and I've just done a lot of back testing where those 5 tick trades, when you're entering 1 tick back with a limit order, do work out a very high percentage of the time. So that's why I personally scalp for 5 ticks, and to scalp for 5 ticks, you need 6 ticks of room. So it went exactly 6 ticks, and if you had your sell stop 1 tick below the signal bar, you would have been taken out if you were going for anything more than just that 5 tick target profit. So let's reassess and see where prices are headed. Remember, even though we're trying to go lower, just from experience, just from how these markets work, we're just biding our time. We're just seeing how long it takes for prices to eventually get to the highs of the day. And then once we get to the highs of the day, I'm going to start thinking, I'll either reassess if we get some hesitation there and start moving lower. Then I'll probably say, okay, prices are likely going to head lower. Otherwise, if we just get to the highs and then keep working higher without much hesitation, I'm going to think, okay, this trend might just continue. But till then, we just have to see what happens. And we're looking for any test at the EMA, any pullback where we can get an opportunity to enter. This just looks very sideways in my eyes. It looks like we're inching higher, but super sideways. We have 1 leg down. We have another leg down. So now I'm thinking, we didn't quite reach the highs of the day, and we instead started pushing lower. So it's a tough situation to be in, but if we zoom out and try to see what's happening, it still looks like we're just going higher. We have 1 leg down, 2 legs down. So right here, 1 leg down, 2 legs down. So it might just be a larger 2-legged pullback. I'm still thinking, okay, if we're in a healthy range, I'm expecting prices to reach the high of the day. So once we test the EMA, if we come back and test the EMA, I'm gonna see if there's any opportunity to enter. So this is a very interesting spot. If you're more of an aggressive trader, you might honestly want to take this trade just because of the fact that we had 1 leg down, break, 2 clear legs down. Look how many bullish bars in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We came back with a nice bearish bar, tested the EMA, and quickly rejected that. So once again, if you're trying to find these pinpoint entries, these sniper entries, you want to go with your gut. You want to go with what makes the most sense. So it's going to be tricky, but if you keep a clear head and keep in mind what the bias is most likely going to be, and you just try to read these candlesticks like a language, we had 2 clear legs down. The market likes to work in 2s. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, 2 legs down, it's probably time to start thinking about reversal. So if I'm going to look for a reversal, I want to then see the pattern that will allow me to get the most out of the reversal. And if it's happening, I want to capitalize and get in on the movement. So we have so many bullish bars followed by a bearish bar. So now once I'm reading that bearish bar, I'm thinking, okay, we might want to trap the bulls and keep working lower if we were to push back below the EMA and test the EMA from the bottom and then have a nice bearish bar at the EMA. But what happened? Instead, we tested the EMA, and it seems at the moment that all the bears are going to get trapped with this very, very bullish bar above the EMA. We're at the midline, so we're expecting some sort of traps to form. I'm going to take that long. We'll see what happens. So once again, we push up. Your scalp would have been made. Here's another higher low. It looks a little congested, but this also might be another trade you might argue for. Seems like we're just chopping along, but we're still moving up, still moving up, still moving up. And there we have another, what looks like a second entry long. Every time we're testing the EMA now, we're just making higher lows, higher highs. So you can honestly argue even for this trade right here, just as another higher low. So we test the EMA, we went up once, first entry short, second entry short, failure. So a two-legged pullback that failed, and then another higher low confirmation of that failure. This one resembles another two-legged pullback. We have one leg down, a slight break, another leg down, nice bullish bar. Didn't get a trigger there. But here we did get the trigger. Here is the official two-legged pullback. So one leg there, we pushed up, one leg down, second entry long, two-legged pullbacks work very, very, very high percentages in these markets. And now we're getting to that high of the day that we were speaking about. We officially touched that high, so I'm thinking, okay, it might be time to start looking to sell if we push below the EMA and have a lot of bearish price movement. But instead, what happens? We just start rallying. We start rallying. Now I'm looking for any pullback at the EMA, any two-legged pullback preferably, and a bullish bar that'll allow me to get in on this. But at least in my method, I'm not just chasing the markets. I want to look for a pullback. I want to look for that high probability setup. So I'm looking for anything above the EMA, any nice entry point, and it looks just very sideways. I still don't even want to think about selling. We are now reversing, but we're nearing the end of the day, and I'm not going to take any of these trades. That's going to wrap up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. You can use these methods in any market. These are futures. You can use it in stocks. You can use it in crypto. You can use it in forex. But please keep in mind, no matter what kind of method you're using, no matter what kind of patterns you're looking for, the most important thing is how good of a chart reader you are. So you have to study these markets. You have to study human psychology. You have to study yourself. You have to know what's the most logical thing to happen. It's all about how you're thinking as you're reading these charts, how you interpret the candlesticks as a language. So it might look like Chinese, it might look like foreign language, but eventually it'll make sense as long as you put in the work day in, day out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys want to see more content like this. Leave me a comment. If you have any questions, let me know. Apex Trader funding. Go get yourself some accounts if you want to start trading without risking your own money. And if you would like to use that, you might as well use my discount code, link in the description. Replicanto Trade Copier if you want to trade multiple accounts. Then that's when things become really powerful. But anyway, that's enough of me talking. Peace out, y'all.